On this episode of the Hanford Insider, Brad Albert stops by to give us a rundown of all the big changes for this year's Hanford Christmas Parade. Rob will give you a quick review of the community calendar, and later, I'll be back with your sports report. This is the Hanford Insider for Monday, November 3rd.
Welcome to the Hanford Insider, your inside look at the people, stories, and happenings that make Hanford, California such a special place to call home. From local events and community leaders to hidden gems and hometown history, we're here to keep you connected to what's happening right here in our valley. I'm your host, Rob Bentley, and together we'll explore what makes Hanford shine. So let's dive in. The Hanford City Council will meet this Tuesday. In the afternoon study session, they'll hear from the Kings County Farm Bureau. I'll be making a presentation from the Carnegie Museum of Kings County, and they'll also hear some more information about the proposed East-West Cross Valley Rail Corridor connecting with the North-South High-Speed Rail Station. At the general meeting at 7, they'll discuss the city's social media policy and review services with the city attorney. Tune in Wednesday for Mayor Travis Payton's wrap-up right here on the Hanford Insider. Now let's take a look at this week's community calendar. This Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday is the South Valley Battle of the Badges Blood Drive. You can donate at the Kings County Government Center from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. each day. Tuesday is Election Day, so if you haven't turned in your ballot yet, you can drop it off at the elections office while you're there donating blood. Friday, November 7th is the Kings Community Action Monte Carlo Night at the Hanford Fraternal Hall from 6 to 10 p.m. Saturday, November 8th is the Elks Hoop Shoot free throw contest at the Longfield Center. And that's also the date of the Pioneer Elementary School Carnival. And in the evening on Saturday, it's the big comedy show at the Fox Theater, featuring Concrete, Jerry Garcia, and Duno at 8 p.m. Limited tickets are available at foxhanford.com. Well, it's always a great pleasure to sit down with members of the Kings Players, and they have another wonderful production coming up in November that opens this weekend. And with me, I have Annie McGrath, who is going to fill us in on all the details about this new play, Murder by the Book.
Thank you, sir. So we're having a new murder mystery. It's kind of a dramedy, so it's not super serious, but it's going to be fun. And we have a group of mystery lovers who come together every year to pick out the best and worst mysteries of the year. And they all take on the personas of famous authors like Edgar Allan Poe and Agatha Christie, Charlotte Bronte, and then one of them starts to die, and then we have to decide who the killer is. So Agatha Christie gets on the case, and then a fun dramedy ensues where everybody is chasing everyone else. We open the 7th, and then we go through November 30th. We have 2 matinees on the last weekend, so if you're looking for a daytime production, that's a good day to come. You can get tickets on kingsplayers.org. You can pay with a credit card on there now. We have got that little snafu all fixed, so that's all good. And we hope to see you guys there.
If you have an event coming up and you'd like some help getting the word out, let's work together. Send your information to hanfordinsider@gmail.com. Be sure to subscribe to my weekly newsletter to get a complete calendar of events. It's the most comprehensive community calendar available. Well, can you believe it? We are heading headfirst into November. Now it's with Halloween behind us. And I know that December and Christmas is kind of in the back of our minds, but we have some very important information to get out to you about the Hanford Christmas Parade coming up on Friday, November 28th. And I've invited Brad Albert to come back on the show and kind of give us an update on the Christmas Parade and how registrations and that kind of things are going. Welcome to the show, Brad.
Thanks, Rob. I appreciate it.
So, Brad, the committee's been meeting for several months and, of course, ramping up the meetings that are planning this event. But can you kind of give us a description of what changes that we're looking for in the Hanford Christmas Parade? We're very excited about it, but we know that some people have heard about some changes. So let's start with that.
Yeah, there are a few changes. For many years, the Chamber of Commerce managed the Christmas Parade. And it has now been, the city has been asked to kind of take over the reins as the leadership on this parade. And we're doing so. As you mentioned, we've been meeting now for a few months. A lot of coordination internally between our streets division, Hanford Police Department, Fire Department, refuse, and all those things need to be coordinated. But this year, I think people are going to enjoy the parade, and there'll be a few surprises that may not have been part of the parade in the past.
I know the committee has really painstakingly looked over the security measures for keeping everybody safe. And so we're going to see more officers on the street. We're going to be seeing more food trucks actually used as security measures. Can you tell us about the how the food trucks are going to be utilized?
Yeah, absolutely. So safety first. When you have this amount of people in the downtown area, we literally have 7,000 people watching the parade. Their safety and well-being is number one. So number one, we're going to have a very heavy Hanford police presence on the street and observating just to make sure everybody is safe. So that is always number one. A new thing that kind of pigtails from that is we're going to have 12 food vendors along the route that will not only be selling food and beverages to folks that are there, they'll also be acting as road closures to keep folks from coming on to the parade route. So kind of a double benefit there. And so people will be able to have a little more opportunity to get something to eat or drink along the parade route. We're also going to have 2 announcers this year, which we're really excited about halfway through on 7th, and then towards the end over by the Civic by Superior Dairy, where the judging will take place. So a little bit different. And then I think you'll see a few other little surprises that you're going to have to be there to see.
One of the things that we talked about in keeping the parade going is we need for the people that go to the parade to actually throw their trash away. We'll be providing extra trash containers and trash bags so that people can throw their trash away, because we don't want the city employees who have to scoop up all of this to be there until 3 or 4 in the morning just cleaning after the mess, right?
Yeah, and that's just, being a good steward and a good citizen. We'll, as Rob said, we'll have plenty of trash containers on the parade route. And at the end of the parade, if people just pick up their stuff and put it in, it helps tremendously, because you could imagine the amount of trash and food container, drink containers that folks leave behind at the end of the night. So it is, and our goal is to have the parade route completely clean by dawn of the next morning, so you wouldn't even know the parade happened. Our downtown businesses appreciate that. We appreciate that. And if everybody just kind of did a little bit, it goes a long way.
For sure. And I know for those of my listeners, I've set up an event page on Facebook for the Hanford Christmas Parade, and you can just search Hanford Christmas Parade, or if you're on Facebook, you can go to the Hanford Insider podcast page and link to that that way. But there are some registration requirements and stuff, and the actual registration is available online through the city website, and they also have paper copies. And we need people to register sooner than later, because we have a lot of volunteers to get people lined up, but we need those parade reservations turned in early. So what's the timeline that we're looking at for our registration, Brad?
Well, as you mentioned, the sooner, the better. We want this to be a great parade, the best maybe that we've ever had. So that is the intent, and that is dependent upon the amount of entries that come in. So deadline is looming. We understand a lot of vendors and entries may already have their packets, and we know this is a busy time. We also know that we've added some requirements this year that may not have been part of those packets. And again, it all goes back to safety and well-being. And any questions at all on any of the requirements, just call. You could call 559-585-2525, and we'd be happy to answer any questions you may have. But really encouraging all the community groups to be represented on this great night.
We are looking forward to another fantastic Hanford Christmas parade that ties right into Winter Wonderland. And we are not going to talk about Winter Wonderland just yet. I'm sitting here looking at your office at some of the costumes that the people are going to be able to see this year. But we're going to talk Winter Wonderland in a couple of weeks again. But Brad, thank you once again for coming on the show. It's always a pleasure. And thank you for all that you do.
Thanks, Rob.
To get more information and register for this year's parade, you can visit www.hanfordca.gov/Christmas parade. Don't wait too long, though, because registration closes on November 14th. Now let's check in with Eric for the latest in high school sports.
And now it's time for Hanford Insider Sports with Eric Bentley.
We'll start with the final week of the football regular season, where Hanford High hoisted the milk can yet again, taking down Lemoore 34-12 on Friday. The Bullpup defense was on full display, holding the Tigers' offense scoreless through three quarters, including a pick six by Kaylin Burrell, while quarterback Jaron Mao tossed for 4 touchdowns and the Bullpups led 34-0 after the third. Lemoore would tack on 12 late fourth-quarter points, but no real threat as Hanford High tamed the Tigers for a third year in a row. The Bullpups also go back-to-back-to-back as WIL champions, with a perfect 15-0 record in league play since a loss to Lemoore back in 2022. After an up-and-down non-league start to the year, Hanford High certainly has momentum on their side heading into the playoffs, but the anticipation for that playoff game will have to build a little longer as the Bullpups secured the 2 seed and a first-round bye in the D1A playoffs. Hanford High will host the winner of the San Joaquin Memorial versus Liberty game on Friday, November 14th at 7 p.m. And it was a tale of two halves at Neighbor Bowl for last Thursday's Clash of the Claws, as a back-and-forth first half turned into a blowout. Sierra Pacific started the scoring with a pair of touchdowns to take a 13-0 lead. Hanford West would answer with a passing touchdown of their own and a pick six to come within 13-12 in the second quarter. Sierra Pacific added a score late in the second, then it was all Golden Bears the rest of the way as 4 second-half touchdowns tilted the scoreboard in Sierra Pacific's favor, 47-12 the final score. The victory closes out Sierra Pacific's season with a 4-6 overall record, while Hanford West sees yet another season go by without a victory. Water polo section playoffs are here, and the road to a section championship runs through Sierra Pacific, both literally and figuratively, as the Golden Bears boys and girls teams were named 1 seeds in the D3 bracket, and Sierra Pacific is also the section finals host side. The boys will take on Selma in the 1-16 first-round matchup, while the girls will take on Torres in first-round action. And the Hanford High boys water polo team also secured a playoff berth, getting the 13 seed in Division III, facing off with Bakersfield in round 1. All of those playoff games will start at 6 p.m. And in girls volleyball playoff action, unfortunately, it was a quick exit for both Hanford West and Hanford High. The Huskies went on the road as a 9 seed to take on 8 seed Chowchilla, and after dropping set 1, the Huskies bounced back for a 25-17 set 2 win to even the match at a set apiece. The Huskies kept it close in the third and fourth sets, but it was Chowchilla who emerged victorious in 4. And 11-seed Hanford High fell to 6-seed Kerman in straight sets, but not for lack of effort as the Bullpups fought until the very end, falling 31-29 in the final set. As always, we like to cover as many sports as we can, but we can only do so much without you. Any sport, any team, any level, if you have a score report or a team update, please let us know at hanfordinsider@gmail.com. I'm Eric Bentley, and this has been your Hanford Insider Sports Report.
Well, that's all the time we have for this week's show. If you enjoyed this podcast and you'd like to show your support, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/Hanford Insider to make a donation. If you'd like to join the Hanford Insider email list, stop by my website at hanfordinsider.com to sign up for updates. You'll also get an exclusive copy of my newsletter in your inbox each week. I also need your help getting the word out about the show by liking and sharing on social media, or like most people, just telling a friend. For more information about the show, you can find this podcast on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, X, and YouTube at Hanford Insider. If you have a show idea, be sure to email me at hanfordinsider@gmail.com and I'll look into it. Thanks for listening. Have a great week.